I'm going to start this speech with a question. How many hours a day would you say you spent on your phone?
Probably 2 hours.
Okay. Well, the average American actually spends up to 9 hours a day on their phone, between watching TV shows that we're able to stream, listening to music, or checking our various social media accounts. Time really does add up. There is no shock as to why these statistics are as high as they are. Social media and new technology in general has allowed us to have everything easily accessible with the touch of a button. Social media also allows us to be connected with distant family, friends who go to different schools, and even celebrities that we may look up to. So yes, there's many advantages of social media, but the disadvantages easily outweigh. The disadvantages are such a problem that people can get really hurt along the way. Social media creates a skewed image of self. This can happen in a couple of ways. As I'm sure all of you know, social media apps such as Snapchat and Instagram have become very popular in the last couple of years. On these apps, people tend to post the very best pictures of themselves. These pictures we see on the daily often involve a little bit of editing to make yourself or your surroundings look better. This can negatively impact a young teen's self-esteem because they are constantly comparing themselves to an image that isn't real. Along with the same idea, many people create an online version of themselves, but fail to share the bad news that clouds our lives. We actually try to rely on this image we have of ourselves instead of staying true to who we are. Social media causes a distraction. We can all admit this happens to us on the daily. In fact, it happened to me while writing this speech. Every day we think about something we want to accomplish and end up getting too distracted looking at Facebook, Googling, or texting with someone. Social media leads many children into being cyberbullied. Unfortunately, social media makes it really easy to bully others. People find it easier to be mean when you're not face-to-face, so they take it to the internet. Nearly 43% of kids say they have been bullied once, and every 1 in 4 people it has happened to more than once. Cyberbullying victims are also 2 to 9 times more likely to commit suicide. Social media is also very dangerous. Lurking all over the internet and social media are cyber predators, ultimately trying to lure young children in any way they can. Also, children who have social media accounts don't often yet understand the boundaries. They post things such as their home address or phone numbers. The internet does not have a delete button. People often post information and pictures they end up wanting to delete. Although it may look deleted, someone out there still has access to the post you think you deleted. People usually don't think before they post, especially teenagers, which can lead to losing jobs and opportunities from inappropriate posts. And last but not least, scams and viruses. These can pop up anywhere, from our email to your Facebook page or browsing on the web. The most common forms of scams are viruses are a chain letter sent to your email, hidden URLs, hidden charges, and phishing requests. So how can we stop this from happening? Obviously, in this day and age, getting rid of social media altogether won't work. Too many people are too obsessed with social media to get it to go away for good. But there are things we can do to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe. One way to make social media safer would be to add a report button to all social media apps. Although some apps already have these buttons, having someone in office whose permanent job is to monitor this could really help make social sites safer. Use extreme caution when opening emails and links. If everyone takes caution opening emails, we could avoid scams altogether. If you're not familiar with the sender of the email, do not open it. Another way to protect yourself from scams is by downloading an antivirus software or a VPN. These softwares warn you of sites that might contain viruses. Another way is passwords. People often don't take time to make a really secure password. But this is a very important part of making sure your account is always secure. Create a strong and long password and use a different one for all of your accounts. Also, inform your children or loved ones in general about the dangers of social media. Because we cannot stop these dangers for good, we must inform everyone of the correct precautions to take while using and having these apps. By doing these steps, we could see major changes in the way social media is viewed. Imagine a world where we didn't have to worry about the dangers of social media. By doing the steps I have listed above, social media could be a much safer place. By adding a report button to all apps, whoever is in charge of that could be notified immediately and put an end to the activity which is being reported. If we were to all avoid opening emails from senders who we do not know, we could eliminate the chance of getting unwanted viruses or being sucked into online scams. Even though increasing the length of your password and using a different one for all accounts doesn't seem like a big change, it really can be. It is very easy for hackers to access your information if you don't use this step. Finally, informing your loved ones and young children especially about the dangers of social media can make the world of a difference. It's so important that young children know and understand how to be safe on the internet. Now that this speech is wrapping up, I hope everyone learned a thing or two about the dangers of social media. In today's world, everyone has an account of some sort, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of the above. And lots of terrible things happen on these websites that we don't even know about. Learning about the ways to protect yourself from these dangers is so important, so I urge you, if you're going to keep your accounts, to consider the steps I said above. Thank you. Also, I have my Nana in my audience, my pop, my mom, and my dad.